All Reacher seasons have featured compelling and fairly formidable villains. But Season 3 Xavier Quinn is clearly worse than the ones from the previous seasons. Since Jack Reacher is portrayed as an overpowered character who is far bigger and stronger than an average person, the franchise's biggest challenge has always been to find worthy enemies for him. Season 1 did a decent job of gradually raising the stakes for the character and putting his fighting and investigative skills on full display by initially introducing many minor antagonists before featuring the main ones. Reacher Season 2 raised the stakes for Alan Ritchson's Jack Reacher by embroiling him in an international weapons trade conspiracy involving several dangerous players. Although Season 2 arguably struggled with making its villain seem dangerous enough against Jack Reacher and his former team members from the 110th Special Investigation Unit, it managed to give them a distinct identity. The third installment of the Amazon Prime Video detective series, however, has introduced some intriguing story developments that make its villain even more detestable than the previous ones. All previous villains in Reacher have been driven by a desire to acquire more power and money. For instance, Reacher Season 2's Langston does not unnecessarily wage war against Jack Reacher and former team members. He only hurts them when he has no other options. Even later in the series, Langston keeps warning Reacher to step back and even tries to strike a peaceful deal with him. This establishes that, as ruthless as Langston might have been with Reacher's team members, his ultimate goal was only to finish his deal with AM. He wanted to achieve his goal without resorting to unnecessary violence or complications. Reacher Season 3's main villain, however, is not the same. As Dominique Cole's backstory establishes, Quinn genuinely enjoys hurting people and derives pleasure from inflicting pain. While he, too, carries out unlawful operations to earn more money, he shows little to no mercy towards anyone who stands in his way. Unlike Langston, he never tries to reason with anyone and cares little about settling for peaceful deals. This makes him way more dangerous than all previous Reacher villains. When Dominique Cole interrogates Gorofsky in Reacher Season 3 Episode 4's flashback and asks him about the man he works for, Gorofsky seems fearful. He gradually opens up about how Quinn took his daughter from him to coerce him into working for him. Gorofsky also reveals that he has never been paid a penny and only agreed to work for Quinn because he feared he would harm his family. He emphasizes that Quinn is an evil man, prompting Cole and Reacher to check his background. Quinn's long history of violence paints a disturbing picture of his character. After a background check, the two military police officers do not find much about his criminal history, but notice how he has a little too much wealth for someone who worked in the military. Much later, Reacher's senior, Leon Garber, gets his hands on a file on Quinn, which reveals he attacked a teacher when he was much younger. His juvenile records also highlight that he harmed animals and showed persistent antisocial behavior. His therapist also diagnosed him with malignant narcissistic personality disorder, sociopathy, paranoid, and egocentric aggression. Quinn's long history of violence paints a disturbing picture of his character. His repeated patterns of cruelty and sociopathic tendencies make him a true threat to Reacher, which is why the Alan Ritchson character races against time to catch him after he abducts Cole. Unfortunately for Reacher, by the time he discovers Quinn's whereabouts and finds Cole, it is already too late.